Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on my channel, Hairlicious. If you guys are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you guys are updated on the latest hair loss news. Now, as you guys know, I am a huge advocate when it comes to microneedling or thermorolling the scalp to stimulate hair growth through its mechanisms of action to induce collagen production, proliferate dermopapilla stem cells, and lastly, increase the blood flow into the scalp. And there's been a lot of people who've actually been using it in conjunction with Minoxidil 5%, and they've seen some pretty amazing results in terms of not just hair regrowth, but also for hair maintenance. There's no doubt that microneedling does work in helping regrow hair, and it's actually been documented in several scientific studies. Now, results will vary depending on each person, but for the most part, it does work. It's proven through many scientific literatures. But there's always those people who are hesitant to microneedling as they fear that it can either cause fibrosis or, scalp calcification. And I recently saw an article where the author was claiming that microneedling can actually cause collagen breakdown, premature aging, and also even possibly cancer. The author in the article claims that mechanical damage such as microneedling occurs when the skin or the scalp is punctured with tiny needles and in turn tears down the collagen fibers, causing degradation. This isn't true because there has been several review of applications of microneedling in dermatology that say pretty much the opposite. Microneedling, which is also a form of physical trauma, helps induce wound healing cascade with minimal damage to the epidermis, and it also leads to generation of growth factors which stimulate the production of collagen and elastin. And the natural wound healing cascade is induced as platelets and neutrophils are recruited to release growth factors, and they ultimately result in the deposition of collagen by fibroblasts. So the role in microneedling on the scalp particularly helps stimulate stem cells in the dermopapilla. It also, like I said, increases blood flow to the hair follicles and recruit growth factors, which is also postulated to induce normal wound healing, specifically by breaking collagen strands in the superficial dermis and inducing collagen synthesis immediately under the epidermis. And this is why microneedling is also commonly referred to as collagen induction therapy, or CIT. So there was a clinical study on 10 patients who were using a 1.5 millimeter dermal roller 6 sessions every 2 weeks on atrophic acne scars, and they saw an increase in the mean of collagen types 1, 2, and 7, as well as newly synthesized collagen at the end of the treatment. The study further mentions that all the patients reported mild pain at the treatment site, which resolved within 24 hours. And this is particularly interesting because there was another study, the famous Indian study by Dr. Durat, which shows that pinpoint bleeding isn't really required to achieve successful rolling on the scalp or also on the skin, but importantly, using anything in excess of 1.5 millimeters can possibly be harmful to the scalp. So when needling is actually done excessively, there is also going to be excessive inflammation, which stimulates the wrong type of collagen. And even worse, microneedling too deeply using, I've seen people that use like 2.5 millimeters, even 3 millimeters, can actually cause fibrosis and scarring. So I would recommend anybody who's microneedling to stick with 1.5 millimeters and just limit it to just 1 to 2 times a week. And as far as microneedling causing cancer, I don't really see anything about microneedling that is carcinogenic in itself, because first of all, if microneedling caused cancer, it would no doubt put all of you tattoo artists out of business, and it's going to end in a class action lawsuit. There was a poster on Reddit who actually gave a good explanation why microneedling does not cause cancer. He said that cancer occurs when a DNA strand is fully severed, which is also known as the double strand break. And in relation to microneedling, a good example would be via mechanical cutting action such as asbestos fibers, which are fibrous minerals composed of thin needle-like fibers that enter the body. It's usually found from the popcorn ceilings that you guys sometimes see in older buildings. Exposure to asbestos causes several cancers and diseases since the fibers are actually small enough to their crystalline nature to cut at the DNA at a molecular level. To go back to our analogy regarding microneedling, the needles it's impossible for them to actually cause DNA damage because the needle tips are first of all too big in comparison to our chromosomes, and therefore it's going to be impossible to break the molecular bonds in DNA strands. However, the thing that you guys have to know is that microneedling is going to open up the channels on the scalp and on the skin, and therefore people, including myself, highly recommend that you guys wait 24 hours before applying minoxidil, as it can actually enter the body systematically. You're opening up the pores, and if you put in minoxidil, it's therefore going to go in the bloodstream. This is also true when it comes to shampooing or washing the scalp immediately after microneedling. Many shampoos particularly carry something known as parabens, which is a class of widely used preservatives in cosmetics and pharmaceutical products. And some studies do indicate that cumulative exposure can actually be overloading to the body and contribute to a variety of health problems. Parabens are known known to disrupt hormone function, and there is an effect that is linked to an increased risk of breast cancer and reproductive toxicity. This is because parabens mimic estrogen by binding to estrogen receptors on the cells, and some research do show that the perceived influx of estrogen beyond normal levels can trigger reactions such as increased blood cell division and the growth of tumors. Now, this also has been controversial. It's been a controversial topic for many years, but it's also a good idea to always check the ingredients on your shampoo and make sure that you find something that is sulfate and paraben free. Those two chemicals are actually known to damage hair follicles, so make sure to check whatever shampoo that you guys are using, also conditioners, and make sure that it's actually free of sulfates and parabens. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you guys think that microneedling actually does cause fibrosis or cancer, I want to see what you guys think. But that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave me some comments in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.